Hello, my name's Laura. Welcome to my channel. And what I'm here today to talk about is my end of my 10-day juice fast journey. Now, if anybody here is new to my channel, welcome to my channel. And that my last video was on my 7-day juice journey. And what I was trying to do was get rid of mucoid plaque, which I'm going to talk a little bit about mucoid plaque, what it is and where it comes from and things of that nature. So just to start with, on the 5th day in my first part of this fast was the fact that I got rid of mucoid plaque on the 5th day. So I was real happy about that because that was what I was trying to do. But also how I got rid of it is the fact that I did use the psyllium husk and the clay, that you use that in water, and you start off with a teaspoon and you add 2 teaspoons, start off once a day, add twice a day. And so I did that, and you know, that seemed to be working well with me. And I also was doing the I guess it's Lou Corona does the lemon blasts, which is something that anything that's citrusy is supposed to really help you getting rid of the mucoid plaque. And so, you know, the lemons and the ginger, and you do 2 lemons, you do ginger, and you add some greens, like I added spinach, I added romaine, and I added cilantro, and I added parsley, and like I said, ginger, and then I add cucumber because that gives it more of a water consistency, because a lot of these things don't yield a lot of water, so you need something to yield water. And I also used apples, and I know they use different kinds of apples. I used green apples, and you know, and then I added some jalapeno pepper, which kind of gives it that little bit of spice. But I was doing these after the 5th day, that I decided to kind of go a little more extensive with something that was going to help me to release more of this mucoid plaque. I started adding those in at least once in my day of my juice fast. And other than that, I was just mixing all kinds of other juices, and I was drinking like 3 to 4 things of those 2-quart mason jars. I think it's quarts. I'm not good with all of those things, but I know that I was doing a lot of juicing. I spent a lot of time juicing for sure, and I would do it in the morning, and it would take me a couple hours. So it definitely will take you a little bit of time and commitment. And I have a good juicer. I have a few good juicers, so that helps. And I talked about how important I think it is to have a good juicer, that's definitely necessary. So what I would like to talk about a little bit is about mucoid plaque, what it is, where it comes from, and why I think you need to get rid of it. So one of the things about where it comes from that I have learned is that it is an accumulation of things inside your body that has to do with all the toxic wastes, and it sort of starts out as kind of a protection for the body, and it just makes this stringy stuff that just stays in your intestines, and it doesn't go out with your regular bowel movements. It stays in there. And so as the years go on and you've been doing all these different toxic things in your body, this stuff just kind of, and that's why it's so many feet long, because it just builds and builds. And it is it could be loose sometimes, or it could be real sticky. It's like a rope type texture. It looks kind of like a really long ropey type consistency. Very different from your regular bowel movement, and you'll definitely, if you're checking, you'll know it when you see it. I've also seen a lot of different contradictions about whether or not this stuff is a myth and whether it's real or not, and it's definitely real. I'll definitely be here to tell you that it's real. So, because I experienced, not only have I seen it on other people's videos and things, but I've experienced now for myself. So, I would like to talk a little bit about 3 reasons why I think that you need to not have mucoid plaque and you really need to work on getting rid of this stuff. Number 1 is that it can harbor pathogens, and which this includes both bacteria and parasites, and it also can clog the natural flow of fluids that need to be drained out of your body. So that's not such a good thing. So number 2 is that it actually binds to toxins, which can actually cause toxicity into your bowels, and this could lead to it going into your bloodstream. Number 3, last but not least, this creates a perfect environment for disease. So this is why I think it's so important to get rid of things in the body like this, like mucoid plaque. And I would really suggest for people to look into these things, and along with a raw food diet, or at least trying to start incorporating more raw foods into your life, and eating healthier, not eating late at night, not eating too much, chewing your food, and all of these things. All of these years that we were growing up and we didn't have any say in what went into our bodies, and all of the chemicals and things that are in everything, and the processed foods, all of these processed foods are just absolutely packed full of junk and sugars, and these are the things that are just destroying our bodies. And it's important, and it's up to us to do what we have to do to clean them out. And I've heard people say things like, well, you know, your body's supposed to rid of these things on their own. Well, if it was doing that, we wouldn't be loaded with disease all over this country and other countries. So I think that you have to take responsibility for yourself in these things, and look into these things. Look into mucoid plaque, and look into raw foods. And, you know, even if you're coming from a standard lifestyle or diet, you can always change little things a little at a time. Nobody's expected to go from eating fast foods and eating too much all the time to just going on a raw vegan lifestyle. But there are a lot of little things that you can change and start to research to understand what's going on in your body, because this is where I feel that disease lies, is in the gut, and that's where the problem starts. So I definitely think that juice fasting is a real good way to get rid of these things in a way that you can still be getting a lot of vitamins and minerals. And a lot of people worry out there about, oh my God, am I going to get enough proteins and enough this or that? And what we really need to be worrying about is all the gunk that's built up in our systems and all of the bad foods, and start putting in good foods. And while you're juicing, your body actually has something that's like a mechanism that kicks in to help you through, because of all the foods that you have eaten, your body will utilize those proteins and all of those things that you've eaten before. The body is designed to do these things. The body is really a magnificent thing that people just don't realize sometimes. So, you know, whenever you get off of a juice fast, whether you do 10-day like I did, or whether you do 30 days, sometimes it takes people that long to get rid of mucoid plaque, depending on how much they have to get through. Some people don't even get rid of mucoid plaque. They have a lot of other things built up that they're getting rid of. And, you know, there's juices fasts up to 100 and something days that people have done. Me being the weight that I am, and you know, being 100 pounds and things, it's just really hard for me to, I almost don't think that I need to go that route, but who knows? I just know that I really got a lot out of the 10 days, and I will continue to do these juice fasts. in between my raw foods. And I hope that I inspired somebody to do a juice fast. And I'm just going to read this, and this is out of Psalms, and it's chapter 113, verse 3, and it says, "From the rising of the sun to its going down, the Lord is to be praised." And so I hope that y'all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and have a wonderful, blessed day.